This year, our SAMC continues with our focus in digitalization, and our topic this year is Evolutionary Leadership.
Year 2020, a year where people worldwide fight and embrace change at the same time. The whole world is now standing on the same line. How we handle these situations now will soon become part of the history. People are going to look back at this moment and judge us on what we do during this challenging time.
It is a great pleasure for me to be able to address all of you virtually today. Although it would have been wonderful to meet you in person, this virtual event is a great example of how we have created something positive out of a fairly challenging situation. But even among the dark clouds, there are some silver linings. Well, it means that no matter how bad a situation it might seem, there is always some good aspect of it. Well, the first silver lining is how we have responded as an industry to support those who are in need in the community, including our customers. Times like these remind us all that we have something to contribute. And when we put our hearts and our minds together as an industry, we can and have made a significant contribution. And collectively, the impact that we have created, we can all be proud of. The second silver lining is that Singaporeans are now more aware of the importance of protection in the midst of a global health crisis. Hence, this crisis period has really helped to highlight just how unpredictable life can be and just how important it is for all of us to be taking care of our health. There is a third silver lining that we can all be proud of, and that is our resilience and ability to learn and pivot to new ways of working. So let's all stay positive, embrace change, focus on the silver linings, and I'm confident that we will emerge stronger than ever as an industry.
Now, as a personal mental toughness expert, someone who is in this field, I'm going to break it down into a framework, and I call this the 5 C's of mental toughness. So I've put it into a really nice model right here, where there are 5 different points that I'm going to cover in this talk. The first is that ability to coping. And we know that there's so many challenges right now. How do we cope with challenge? Second is that confidence. How do we build confidence? Insurmountable confidence. The third is composure. Learning to stay calm even when things don't really go your way. The fourth is concentration, the ability to really focus on your goals and really go for it. And the fifth is cooperation. Who is in charge? It is just you. It is all you. And it all starts with this.
I believe in any team have young advisors who are not experienced with dealing with a tougher clients and have objections which they cannot handle. Several failed sales appointments will sometimes make our advisor feel dejected. So, what are you going to do as a leader? Are you going to leave your associate alone, let them to learn the hard way and hope they don't make the same mistakes? Or would you choose to find out the problems of the appointments they went through? For my team, I make it the point to make time for my associates. Whenever they need my help to handle a tough client, I will gladly help regardless of how busy as my schedule is. While advising my associates to go for at least 3 appointments a day, I choose to lead by example to go for at least 5 to 6 appointments a day. In between my appointments, I will be in the office, and my associate knows where they can find me in the office. My mentor like to say this: you never work alone. Having a whole team fighting alongside each other and working hard, united, was really a pleasant feeling. Looking at my team, I've watched them grow from an advisor who is worrisome and doubtful to try to become another one who is confident and can help guide newer advisors. They become better, and I'm glad that I'm part of the journey towards success. I think to become a leader is not much about whether team members who can do anything for you. I always have this goal in my mind. If I become a leader, my annual productions should be make up at least 50% or more of my total team productions. As a leader, my mission is to assist my associates to achieve their goal. At the same time, lead by example, always growing and improving with my team. Company don't let off managers. Company let off leaders.
So I would like to share about the various approach that I have. Basically, some of the approach for traditional leaders, right, they learn is having that expert mentality and a learner's mentality. I feel that for traditional leaders, right, we build our team developing, having a strong expertise of some kind and demonstrating, some level of high competency, which we believe can bring superior insights to what we do. But through crisis, I've learned to accept that this specialized expertise, so to speak, has its limitation and sometimes can also be obsolete and not of relevance. So having a learning attitude actually opened me doors to learn many new things from others, be it inside and outside of our industry, and it also widened my perspective in many areas. Just like coming to this digital age, many leaders have to lead the digital transformation where we are not even digital natives to begin with. So I think that it's very important. That's what I learned in my leadership journey, that not just having that expert mentality, but also having that learner's attitude towards a leadership approach.
Some people may ask, okay, so what is my culture, the team culture that I've set for myself as well as my team? So I would sum it up to this thing called GTO. So it stands for Great Teacher Onizuka. Okay, it's a famous Japanese manga series. Last time lah. I think right now the millennials wouldn't know. Okay, but basically this teacher, he managed to challenge the educational system and was very cool. He does things his own way, but in the end, it benefited the students. He wasn't rigid, he wasn't conventional. So I would like to sum up my team culture as GTO. And what does it stand for? First, G, grit. I place emphasis on the people that I want to recruit, I want to bring in, I want to attract. So basically, grit is very, very important in a team culture. Okay, because basically, grit, what does it stand for? It stands for the perseverance as well as the passion to see things through. Okay, so basically I place a lot of emphasis on transparency and organization transparency, because basically nobody likes to work in an environment that is toxic. Okay, that has a lot of politics, backstabbing. It's because we wanted to determine about our own success. We wanted to be our own business owner, entrepreneur. So it should be the last thing that we have certain things that is a hierarchy as well as environment that is toxic. There's a lot of times, for instance, we have disagreement. Okay, I understand that some of us, it's tiring sometimes to really handle such disagreement, because as a team with diversified individuals, okay, comes together, there's definitely some disagreements. We can't avoid that. And last but not least, for O itself will be ownership. Ownership versus accountability. Accountability, ownership. It sounds the same. I want to look for people who are accountable. But in my opinion, it is very, very different. Accountability means that you work hard, okay, you account for instance, you are supposed to start your work, okay, you have a meeting at 9 a.m., for instance, and you are accountable, okay, you reach at 9 a.m. and then you report, you take your attendance. That is accountability. But I want people, aside from that, aside from working hard as well as putting effort to follow through, I want people to take ownership. I want people who can monitor their own progress, find their own solutions, as well as suggest new initiatives. That means they actually take a certain pride and responsibility in whatever they are doing, whether it's any single thing. Okay, they take it as if it is their job, it is their thing. Okay, and not just be accountable for a system or for me or to anybody. So basically, this will be my team culture. Okay, GTO, grit, transparent, as well as ownership.